Hi, welcome back to another 90 Day Fiancé recap. Let's talk The Single Life Season 4, Episode 5. Here we go. Now, I'm in my brand new studio. There's a lot of things that I've noticed that I didn't notice before because I'm a freaking idiot. I'm going to make this real quick before I get into the recap. First of all, the windows do not open. I am sitting right in front of a window. I was like, you know what? It stinks in here. Like cleaning product, paint, I need fresh air. I'm feeling claustrophobic. I try to open the window and I'm like, I don't see latches anywhere. I don't see, I'm trying to push things a certain way and it's just not opening. And I'm like, holy, do these windows not open? I emailed the property manager and she was like, no, the windows in that building don't open. Okay, so I didn't think to ask if the windows open or not when I was looking at this apartment because there were windows. I didn't know they made windows that don't open. So that sucks. I cannot wait to get out of here. Sometimes I just want to grab a hammer and just smash the window because I need some fucking fresh air. But thankfully, I'm only on the second floor, so I can just easily leave the apartment and get some fresh air. Okay, second. I have this little thingy-majig on my wall. I don't know if it's an air purifier. It's making this really loud humming noise. And I live in a tiny studio. It's right there. No matter where I put my desk, you can hear the and I couldn't find a switch to turn it off. And I'm just like, ugh. So if you hear a hum in the background, I'm going to try to remove it in post. But if you do, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about it. Literally, I emailed my property manager and she was like, you can unplug it. And I'm like, okay, where the is the plug? I cannot find it. Where are you? Okay, thank you. Thanks for being so fucking helpful. All right, let's get into the recap. Let's start with Chantel. Okay. Chantel's doing this whole vacation thing all wrong. She's taking everything way too seriously, and it's just frustrating to watch. I thought the whole point of going to Greece on the single life was to be a thought. I thought she was gonna hoe it up, meet a bunch of different dudes, and just have a frickin' blast. I thought this trip was all about getting her groove back, but instead she's looking for her next husband on the 7-day trip overseas? What? She's talking about, oh, I have to see if we can really connect and take things to the next level. The next level? What level? What are you talking about? Just have fun, flirt, make out a bunch, have some really hot schmecks if you want. Live it up before you gotta go back to, where is she from? Atlanta, Georgia. This is not the time or the place to be thinking about a potential husband. No. She's ruining the whole point of a vacation fling. Now, the best thing about a vacation fling is you know that you're never going to see them again. You're never going to talk to them again. I mean, I guess you can talk to them again, but you know what I mean, right? And you just tend to take more risks, move a lot faster. Things are exciting, more fun. Anyway, it's the morning after Giannis dropped her off at her Airbnb. So in the morning, her friends are making breakfast and they ask Chantel for all the tea. Did he eat her cookie? Did she eat his lollipop? And she's like, no, we didn't even kiss. Wah, wah. They're bored. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was a little sad when she got so excited telling them, but I asked him if he wanted to give me a ride home and he said yes. Hee hee. Girl, that is not that exciting. But you know what? It's probably awkward, especially for the guy to be in front of all these cameras and lights and people, production, whereas Chantel is used to this. So maybe he would have loosened up a bit if nobody else was around. Chantel and her squad meet up Giannis and his squad at the beach. He's feeding her grapes as she gives him the sultry, seductive eyes, And she wants him to kiss her so bad, oh my God.
Like it?
The two of them go away from the group to get some privacy, and they talk about how they both want kids and they want to get married in life. And Chantel talks about how her ex-husband Pedro used to use her for a visa and how awful his family was. And because she doesn't want any family drama anymore, her ideal man is to be an orphan. Y'all, I died when she said that because I used to say that too as a joke. Anyway, so they're by the ocean and Giannis asks her if she would stay. And I don't really know what that meant, like stay overnight, like there. I don't know. But she was like, are you going to give me a reason to? Only if I have a reason to stay, I'll stay. And he goes, yeah, I'll give you a reason. And he finally kisses her. Woo! And you guys, I watched that kiss a couple times, and I don't really think he's a good kisser. Like, he's not terrible, but his lips were super stiff and it didn't move much. Anyway, they broke the kissing ice and everybody gets in the ocean and Giannis and Chantel are making out the whole time. And I was happy for her. I was like, yeah, you get it, girl. And she probably got the tingles everywhere. It looked like a hot makeout in the ocean. Oh, and Mooney made me laugh so hard when he was dancing and setting the mood and the atmosphere. He was just like, yes. Sha-la-la-la-la-la, don't be shy. You know that song from Little Mermaid that reminded me of Tyray scene when he said he imagined his first kiss to be like the setting of the Little Mermaid when they're on the boat and, you know, the lobster singing, the flounders flounding. And I was like, Tyray, that's not really how kisses go. But then look at Chantel. My goodness.
Giannis finally kissed me and I'm on cloud 9. I love kissing Giannis.
Let's talk about Jamal and Veronica. So Jamal and Tim are still arguing and Vanessa's kind of in the middle. And honestly, I really think she should have said something about Jamal talking about Tim's parenting that was so out of pocket and it was super inappropriate and Vanessa should have had Tim's back. That's just my honest opinion. And I was a little disappointed that she didn't say anything, but at the same time, I also can understand why she didn't because she wanted to have Jamal's back, I guess, but really, she should have had Tim's back in this case. So Jamal's like, this is pissing me off. And he pouts and he walks away. Tim's telling Veronica, you're not 23 anymore. You really want to deal with this? You want to deal with someone walking away like a child? And because Veronica's stigmatized, she's like, yeah, I do want my man to walk away to collect his thoughts. Girl, you know that's not what he meant. Jamal's off to the side with his friends and he's talking about Tim and how Tim has been a huge factor in why he can't move to Charlotte. Bullshit.
If things don't change with me in such a relationship, then I don't really know if I'm gonna like be here.
Come on, he was never thinking about moving there. Now that I think about it, Tim's the perfect excuse. He can use Tim to say, like, that's the reason why he's in the middle of our relationship. This is why we're never gonna work. Oh my God, there's a bug. Oh my God, there's a bug. What is that? Oh God, it's one of those carpet bugs. Okay, so initially I used to think that it was a ladybug, but it's like brown. It's like a brown ladybug. Sometimes it's yellow. And I used to think these were teeny tiny ladybugs. And then I looked them up because I was like, why are all of these ladybugs so tiny and yellow and brown? You know? And then I learned, they're called carpet bugs. Okay, sorry. I had to kill it. Sorry. I hate bugs. You guys know I hate bugs, right? All right, I'm back. Yeah, poor little carpet bug had to go. Bye-bye. Rip. Okay, back to Jamal. I feel like he has no intention of moving to Charlotte. And he's just using Tim as the perfect excuse. And so he's never going to try to get along with Tim. He's always going to try and start something with him and fight with him because he needs that. He needs to be in a bad relationship with Tim so that he can ultimately use that to dump her. Yeah, that's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. So he walks back to the table and he's like, honestly, this just got so weird. Like, I was trying to be nice. Ugh, whatever. And that's where things end. Let's move on to Natalie. So Natalie is driving a car that Josh apparently got for her. I was so confused. That makes no sense. Why would he buy a car for her? Maybe he bought a car for himself and then he's letting her use it? I don't know. But either way, Natalie is so happy. Josh, thank you for buying me the car.
It was not in the plan to buy you a car, but I've seen how hard she's trying and how far she's come, and like, you've done a really good job.
Josh set up an interview for Natalie with his cousin Adam because Adam owns a chiropractic business and they're hiring, looking for a receptionist. Can you imagine Natalie as a receptionist answering calls, looking up insurance, helping clients with her intense scare? What do you want? So she's at the interview. She meets Adam. He asks her for her resume and she has one, but it's in Ukrainian.
I do have, but it's in Ukrainian language.
Yeah, I need to brush up on my Ukrainian.
Girl, why didn't you take the time to put it into Chat GPT and say, translate into English? It would have taken you 5 seconds. Oh my God. And when cousin Adam said, oh yeah, I just got to brush up on my Ukrainian, I died. I thought that was hilarious. And then she's like, please bear with me. This is my very first job in America. And he's like, okay. We learned that Adam actually met Natalie before. It was last season at the event that Josh took her to and she freaked the fork out and she had the stankiest attitude.
Where are you from?
Yeah.
I'm from Ukraine.
Ukraine. Okay, so little far away.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God, can you imagine Natalie giving this kind of attitude to his clients at his business? He asks her what kind of experience she has in customer service, and she says, oh, I used to work at a bookstore. And he's like, okay, but what about answering phones, making schedules? She's like, oh, yeah, I've done all of that. And he goes, oh, where? And she's like, it's complicated. What kind of answer is that? And then Adam asks her, okay, so if I contacted your references or like people you know in real life, how would they describe you? And I'm thinking, okay, a typical answer would be something like, oh, I'm very reliable, I'm punctual, always on time, I'm an overachiever to a fault. You always have to point out like a good attribute and make it seem like you're too good at it to a fault, right? And that's where I thought Natalie was going with this, but no, she's like, oh, who do I know? Oh, Josh, he thinks I'm needy.
Josh would say, I'm needy.
Needy. Mm-hmm. Got it. Well,
I know how to say it.
That's about very honest.
Why would she say that? He goes, wow, that's really honest of you. And she's like, oh, I'm so excited that you are a relative of Josh.
Have you met his mother of his second child?
And he's just like, oh, no, I don't get involved in Josh's love life. This is just who she is. She's not even acting. Or is she? Because she wants to be an actress in Hollywood. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe she's acting, but she is a great actress then. Speaking of acting, one night, Natalie and her mom are preparing dinner because Josh is coming over with his friend who is a producer and his girlfriend. Now, she only has 4 chairs and there's 5 people, so she puts the table by the bed and makes Josh sit on the bed. I thought that was so funny. So they're eating dinner and Natalie thanks David, the producer, for coming to dinner. And she goes, thank you so much. I know you're a producer, very talented. I've seen some of your movies and I love. My dream is to be an actress, famous actress in Hollywood. I want to read you Shakespeare in Russian. And oh God, I cringed so hard, you guys. I cringed so freaking hard. And then without any warning, she gets into mother effing character and she just goes and starts reciting her lines.
Мне страшно с тобой встречаться. Страшнее тебя не встречать. На всем ловил печать. По улице ходят тени. Не пойму, живут или спят.
Listen, the whole thing was very cringy. Like, I wanted to crawl into a hole and die. She looked like she was gonna jump over the table and kill him. But I didn't think it was so bad. Like, I could see her acting and play some crazy, evil, twisted villain. Oh my God, the cringiest part was probably when nobody understood what she was saying, obviously. So when she was done with her lines, everybody was just silent, like waiting for the next thing. And she just sat there like, I'm done. And then they're like, oh, and then they started clapping.
Stop.
Wow.
Нет, ну молодец. Sound great.
Very nice.
Anyway, David, the producer, tells her that he's working on a horror film and that she should audition for it. You gotta give it to Natalie. I mean, there is nobody like her. She's so unapologetically cuckoo. I love it. I love Natalie. I do. I'm sorry. I know some of y'all are sick of her, but how? How? She's amazing. All right, moving on to Tyray. Tyray is back, our sweet, sweet teddy bear, and he's going to New Orleans with his two brothers. They're going to be Tyray's wingmen and find him a lovely lady to hopefully bond with. He and his brothers check into the hotel, and his brothers ask him, "What's your type?" And he says he needs a woman who's assertive because he's too shy to make the first move. And I would agree. That's why we were looking forward to his date with Tiffany, but she never showed. And they never specified what happened after she ghosted him. So we don't know if I don't know, who knows what happened. But anyway, Tyray and his brothers are sitting outside of a restaurant and they see a group of ladies at the next table, and he finds one of them super attractive and he's like, wow, she's way out of my league. She's like a fitness model, and I get intimidated by people who are in such good shape because I don't want them to think that I'm just some lazy fat guy who eats burgers all day. That made me so sad. So he musters up the courage to go up to them and talk to them. And he does. And honestly, he was doing so well. He was doing perfectly fine until he word vomited and he said that he was in a 4-year relationship with a man. And his brothers were like, no, bro, don't say that. Why'd you say that? But the girl, her name was Teresa. She figured out that he was catfished. Now they go off alone to talk to each other and get to know each other a little more. And they have really good conversation. She's super nice. And he asks her if she would like to hang out again. And she's like, yeah, absolutely. I'd love to. And so they exchange phone numbers.
So would you be down to hang out again and maybe talk a little more and stuff?
Absolutely.
Get to know each other?
Of course, I would love to.
Okay.
Seriously,
Yeah,
like,
that'd
I
be
would
fun.
love to.
And I was like, woo, good job, Tyray. He did so well. We're all so proud of him. Honestly, if he just keeps doing this, he's going to get so good at it and become a natural. He's already really good. He's so much better than Chantel. Okay, Chantel, oh, girl, her flirting is tough to watch. Although she did get way more comfortable with Giannis and she's a lot more natural, but in the beginning it was so tough to watch. Anyway, that's it for the recap of the single life. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to join Patreon, go to patreon.com/mythoughts because we're going to watch Prison Brides tomorrow on Wednesday. And I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.